schedule, safety, progress, coordination. Everyone has priorities, and they're constantly shifting. But what if everyone could be on the same page on every project at every phase? What if you had the full picture? DroneDeploy makes that possible. Before ground is even broken, have confidence that all work will be tracked and measured. And your whole team will know how much dirt to move and where to move it. See through the ground so no one on the job has to guess where utilities are located. And strikes become a thing of the past. Comparing current conditions to plans has never been easier. At the structure phase, you can document in 360 degrees to get a complete picture on the ground. While aerial maps, photos, and videos let you see even more with data captured securely and on a schedule. It's not just about seeing the site. It's about giving your team the information they need to make decisions faster. And when you're not on site, keep constant eyes on it with fixed cameras. Plus, with autonomous aerial inspections, every phase is covered, every detail documented and sent to you automatically, so you can inform your teams on the ground and make sure nothing falls through the cracks. DroneDeploy works seamlessly with 360-degree cameras to put the most accurate data possible in your team's hands. iPhone 3D scanning lets you see through walls, and you can ensure 100% coverage every shift with consistently deployed ground robots. All of this data paired with DroneDeploy's proprietary AI allows you to keep track of progress and monitor safety issues around the clock. Plus, DroneDeploy plays well with the other tools your teams rely on day in, day out. From the field to the office, from earthworks to closeout and beyond, DroneDeploy gets you the data you need to keep your projects moving, your teams aligned, and your job sites running smoothly. Because when it comes to running the job sites of today and tomorrow, DroneDeploy leaves no site unseen.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for waking up early for this session. Hopefully that video and that upbeat music helped you wake up this morning. I am Evan Reilly with DroneDeploy from our EMEA team based in London. I'm going to be speaking to you this morning about DroneDeploy and our visual data platform and how we're automating reality capture for construction and other industries. Real quick, just a little bit about me. I come from the construction world, worked for Bechtel and Skanska for 10 years. I've been flying drones since 2017 for fun and at work as well. Have worked both on infrastructure projects as well as building projects as well. So today I'm going to give you a little bit overview of the company, introduce you to myself and DroneDeploy as a platform. I'll talk about some of our best practices when it comes to high accuracy mapping, as well as a little bit of a teaser and some more information about our Aerial Pro enhancements and new product capabilities. So really quick, as a company, our ethos is all about measuring data on your job sites so that you can better manage work in place. We know that there's kind of two worlds on most job sites, right? You can live in the digital world with your BIM and your PDFs and your design information. And then there's the real world. There's the real conditions on the job site. Our platform is all about trying to merge the digital and the physical worlds. And we are essentially a repository for all of the digital data that you would capture on your project, whether it's drone maps, 360 photos, your security camera footage. We try to unite all of that information for comparison with your digital design information. Here's a 100-foot view of DroneDeploy as a platform. We kind of have two foundational columns. We have an aerial side of the platform and a ground side of the platform. Most people are familiar with DroneDeploy because of our name as a drone solution, but because of acquisitions and product development over the last several years, we were the first to market with a unified platform. So on the aerial side of things, we have a mission planning platform for capturing drone photos and automating mission planning, as well as our own proprietary cloud-based photogrammetry engine. And we can produce 3D models, 3D mesh models, 3D point clouds, ortho maps, etc. And then on the ground side, we also do 360 photos and video walks tied to floor plans as well. So you have both data sets in one web-based interface. We're also looking to automate capture. So on the drone side, we have a drone in the box, docked drone solution as well. And on the ground side, we have an integration with ground robotics, such as the Spot robot from Boston Dynamics. And then we're also building out AI agents to help you get more information from your reality capture data. So we're looking at things like safety, flagging safety risks. We're looking at things like Progress AI. How can you use your reality capture data to surface insights about trade activity on the job site, where work is occurring? And we're also automating inspections for asset inspections on industrial sites. A little bit about the company. We've been around for 13 years, about 300 people now globally, global user base. And we work with some of the largest construction, heavy civil, oil and gas, and energy customers. These are a few logos. Just wanted to make it a little bit more personal first, since I came from the industry. I've been working for DroneDeploy now for actually only 3 months, but I still remember what it was like when I entered the industry 12 years ago. Facade inspections. People thought that drones were an early use case for leveraging drones for building facade inspections. Used to have to do that manually. Here's an example from a hospital building in North Carolina that I flew manually. It was very daunting. It was a very windy day. A lot of nerves flying a site like that. Today in DroneDeploy, for the last several years, we've had a vertical facade mission, so you can actually automate a vertical facade and create a really good 3D reconstruction of a facade for inspections. On the 3D mobile scanning, we know obviously there's a lot of vendors in the expo hall today. This area has really exploded over the last couple of years. Ever since the iPhone 13 came out 4 years ago, people have been exploring different use cases for mobile scanning, but it was very hard to share those files. We ingest mobile LiDAR scans from iPhones, and we make it really quick and easy to share those with people on the project team. So you can document things like underground utilities, mock-ups, things like that. Progress tracking. Everyone's trying to unlock the holy grail of tracking installation and work in progress. We are, you probably have seen a lot of these posters and markups on job sites all over the world, globally really. We have developed a really simple approach to leveraging your 360 photos and your drone maps to automatically detect the status of a trade in a particular area. So that's a new product that's in beta that we just rolled out 3 months ago, called Progress AI. And last but not least, time-lapse cameras. Most job sites have them. At one point, they weren't always connected to the internet. You had to record time-lapse videos with a camera that you had to install, kind of cumbersome to install on projects. Now, DroneDeploy is also an interface for interacting with your security camera providers as well. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about our high accuracy workflows and also some new capabilities that we have coming online. Just take everything with a grain of salt. The product roadmap changes, but this is kind of where our area of focus is at the moment. You might remember that kind of that diagram showing our tech stack, our product stack. We're going to talk about Aerial Pro, which is our enhanced workflows for earthworks and high accuracy workflows. A little bit of basics. Currently in the platform, we have a lot of people flying with GCPs and checkpoints, RTK, PPK. We have really simple, easy-to-use workflows for those existing workflows. This is kind of our hierarchy of what we think. We've produced actually a lot of research papers and white papers about the most accurate to the least accurate workflows. So obviously we recommend flying with RTK, PPK, as well as GCPs for added accuracy. We are not a hardware manufacturer, but we're a platform that integrates with a lot of the current drone manufacturers, as well as the 360 cameras as well. A lot of these vendors are at the conference today. Our drone mission planning software is super simple to use with a lot of advanced settings for more sophisticated drone pilots, but you can configure the, at a very basic level, you can configure the altitude for improved results. We also have an RTK network that's very simple and easy to use to correct the GPS of the photos that you're taking with drones and produce more accurate maps. And we also have the post-processing PPK workflows as well. The last 10 years, drones have become ubiquitous on construction sites and infrastructure sites, but as new use cases emerge, this demand for higher accuracy results is increasing. We're seeing a lot more people exploring not just flying the drone to capture marketing images and videos and producing basic maps, but really wanting to verify the results of their data. This is what the product does today already. We have a lot of high accuracy workflows, such as the ability to upload GCPs, as I mentioned, to do basic cut fill, stockpile, volumetric analysis, producing elevation heat maps, as well as contour maps, basic mesh model editing as well. So the tool is already being used for sophisticated measurement, but we're trying to turbocharge folks that care about that little bit more incremental accuracy that's required. Typically when we talk about accuracy, people immediately think of earthworks. They think about mass excavation and stockpiles, but really we see high-level accuracy is kind of this enabler of so many other use cases. If you're going to be uploading an IFC model, your BIM model, or even a PDF, then all of a sudden, and you're comparing progress over time, the accuracy is really, really important to make sure that the physical world aligns with the digital world. So this is kind of a high-level overview of our Aerial Pro, where we're going with some of these enhanced workflows within the platform. We have the ability to basically produce premium processed maps with higher resolution. That's going to aid with identification of GCPs and checkpoints because it's a higher resolution photo and a higher resolution map. We also have in-house survey expertise that maybe has been missing from drone mapping in the past. So we can also consult and look at your maps and advise clients and customers on process improvements. And then we're also looking at ways to automate some of the analysis that's being done manually in DroneDeploy and other third-party platforms. I'll go into more detail there. Again, just want to reiterate that higher accuracy is demanded by some of these new use cases. Anytime we're looking at underground utilities or cut fill or looking at elevation change over time, accuracy becomes paramount. And again, with underground utilities, typically you've relied on surveyors to come out to the sites with a total station to shoot points. We're seeing a lot more customers leveraging drone data for as-builting underground utilities and avoiding utility strikes as well, which requires, again, high-level accuracy. Another overview of our Aerial Pro product. This visual is a really nice view that we know a lot of customers want to be able to see track elevation change over time in a grid view. So we've worked to enable that. Like I mentioned, we're doing in-app verification of accuracy. So we're providing comments based on the requirements of your map, based on whether there are GCPs, based on the coverage, based on the overlap, et cetera. So in-app, we're actually giving customers advice. And we also can handle the GCP tagging. We know that that's a big pain point for people that are processing maps that have ground control points. We're actually going to be handling that so that you can get results faster delivered to you overnight. So we talked about the premium processing. We talked about the advanced earthworks, the heat mapping that we're doing, as well as the change tracking. So this is a little bit, shows you kind of what the higher end, high res processing for the 3D point clouds and mesh models will look like. We're also looking at location-based cut fill. Right now you can do it across the whole project, but we know it's really important to look at specific locations on the job site when you're doing mass excavation for a building footprint, for example. So this is an example of what that user interface will look like. and looking at change over time as well. So in summary, before I take some of your questions, ultimately as a company at DroneDeploy, we're laser focused on making your workflows for capturing data repeatable and making that data actionable as well. So everything I showed you today is more about how can customers get more out of their reality capture platform from both the aerial side and the ground side. How can they get more for their existing workflows? Yes. And ultimately, it's about verifying work that's put in place. It's about having confidence in the work that's happening on your job site to help with disputes and generating accurate volumetrics and calculations to aid in your projects. So with that being said, thank you for your time today.